tell us who Tee Smif is. Who is Tee Smif professionally?
A filmmaker. I say more filmmaker is like I'm a cultural artist of sort.
I like
That's
that.
the
A
best way
cultural
I
artist.
say. Like I just have my hand in different things of the culture. You know what I'm saying? And work with so many different people in different parts of the culture. So, and I feel like in my own little way, I made things move here and there. You know what I mean? And anything I put my hands on. So whether it was in filmmaking or TV or radio or, you know, even internet radio or whatever. Just every part of the culture, I have my hands in it somehow.
Well, take us back to the beginning. Particularly start with TV. Let's go.
Well, I mean, the beginning is TV was second to film. Really, you know what I'm saying? My father put a camera in my hand when I was 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? So he is a photographer. So he's in Florida doing his thing. We try and get this Smith Family Gallery going. Okay. All right.
Smith Family Gallery. So that would be you and your father, or
no, me and my father. You know what I'm saying? Then my son, something for him to, you know, take a hold of. Between me and my father, we take a lot of pictures. You know what I'm saying? And then here at the studio, you know, I do my own framing. You know, it ain't just, you know, just taking pictures and stuff. Like I do the framing, matte cutting, all that other stuff. You know, I make my own prints. So, you know, I like the whole thing about, like, to me, with photography, the actual physical pictures is what you can make an actual document. Like when I put pictures and I frame them up on the wall, you know, to me, I'm framing specific pictures because to me, that's documenting actual documentation. Like that can be taken off that wall and that can be taken around, put somewhere else. It's living information that can be archived. You know, so that's what I like about the actual physical pictures. I still like actual physical pictures and putting them in frames and making dope frames. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the matte cutting the when you cut the you know, thing on there. So, you know, like
we can get a shot of the studio because I want everyone to see. These frames are actually posters of work that you've done.
Oh yeah.
This is
yeah, like these are my pictures. So these are I love this one. This is metallic. This is metallic paper. So yeah, it came a nice little glossy on there. But yeah, I do my own printing. I like that. My father used to you know, do in the bathroom developing with the chemicals and all that stuff.
Wow.
So I mean, I come from that. So, you know, to me, it's just the digital form of it is like having a printer, you know, knowing how to work that with the computers and stuff. So the same, you know, it's just digital developing to me.
definitely digital development. Okay, so let's rewind a little bit.
Yeah.
I need you to talk about TV. We'll start with, I know you said TV isn't the beginning, but for the sake of where we're starting from, let everybody know Tee Smif's role in television.
Eric Conti, I'm gonna shout him out. Eric Conti, he just executive produced the Yo MTV Raps 30th anniversary show at the Barclays. We just did that.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that.
He says it, so I'm, you know, he's like, yo, this, you one of only few people that actually, when you talk about hip hop television as a genre or as a category in itself, like you think about Rap City, Yo MTV Raps for the most part, Video Music Box, of course. You know, Ralph McDaniels is like the OG. He's the Cool Herc of the music video business when it comes to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Sucker Free, Yo 106 in Park. you know, and these are things I've worked on. All of these things, you know what I'm saying? Sucker Free was a producer on there. Yo MTV Raps. I actually sold a show in 2011 to MTV, and so that was Yo MTV Raps Classic Cuts in 2011. So Yo MTV Raps, and then Rap City. The last 2 years of Rap City, I was a producer on there. And 106 in Park, I did some stuff on there, shooting and cinematography. So, yeah, I just everything in TV, or even in Nickelodeon, man. One of the few people that took Little Brother to Nickelodeon. You know what I'm saying? The N Network did Black History Month promos. I directed, produced up there, and I don't know. Let's just a lot of things. I'm still here and there producing stuff.
Where, I mean, a lot of us really developed our identity, our creativity as artists, as people. It expanded from these movies that you got to see being made first hand.
Yeah, because all the 90s. I worked on all the Spike's movies.
Dead Presidents?
I went from Dead Presidents, and I went back to school. I think he did Girl 6 while I was back in school.
Okay.
But Get on the Bus was the first movie I got back in the family with. So Get on the Bus was Virginia. We did that. Well, I got to even backtrack a little bit and just say what I got into off of Clockers going into things was meeting Winston Sinclair. Winston Sinclair is a casting director, so I met her. She was doing extras cast at the time. So meeting her is where my whole trajectory went on the other level. It's just I came on as one of her associates. She had just started her casting company, Winston Sinclair and Associates. So I was one of her first associates, and so that meant like me taking on music video projects as a casting director under that banner, us working on all the Spike's movies. We even worked with Spielberg on Amistad, so we did all the extras casting in Amistad. I'm gonna make this statement. Every background extra that was a slave in Amistad, I casted. Every single one. Not the actors, not the principal actors, but the background extras. I was tasked to get all of them in order. We had to do fit-ins. We had to bring people to the fit-ins first. They had to do the fit-ins, come back days later to do their part in the set. We had to revolve that. Thousands of extras for 3-4 months straight. There was like probably
Casting
2 weekends
slaves.
we didn't have. Well, I was tasked them. So like I was always just going out looking for people. And we was in Newport, Rhode Island. They ain't an abundance of black people in Newport, Rhode Island. So not even just that, but if I show you the book, it's like this thick of the research material and stuff. We had to get extras that fit the look, you know. So it was a big deal. I mean, just to see Spielberg's level of work, to see Spike's level work, to see Spielberg's level work. Even Singleton, we worked with Sean Singleton on Shaft doing some stuff, and then but then I got into music videos simultaneously. So we was working with Spike on movies, and then Hype came into the game. So we was able to work with Hype on a couple of things. Chris Robinson, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in the industry. Little X was coming up. Benny Boone was coming up. We was just around all of that.
And these
names,
names,
we was in the big dog because we did Belly. We wound up
Belly
casting. We was casting extras casting the Belly. So you know that kind of like put us right in the prime. So like as a culture, I seen with a film game, the New York film scene and the New York music video scene all was meshing and combining. I was working a lot in the record labels, jumping around from Bad Boy. One More Chance music video I worked on as a PA. So I was going to Bad Boy, picking up the TV track and bringing it to set. Puff directed that, so I was on the scouts with him. So I watched Puff construct that whole One More Chance video. And then I was Big's PA on set that day. So I saw a lot of that happening, man. Everybody that came through. I was thrusted in.
And for those
real
who
early.
are not familiar with film industry terminology, PA means production assistant.
Yeah.
So that means like the One More Chance video, for example, you were Biggie's PA on that video. So that means Biggie said what? Yo, this is my fake Biggie impression. I need this nigga. Yo, give me some water.
Not even on that level. I think I was just there to just kind of like, just to walk him in the set and just be right there to lack of a better word, monitor. Just be there to be the one to be like.
That was a crazy video. There's like 300 cameos in that video.
Yeah, it was ill. I got so many pictures from that set. Still, yeah, I was a ill. Like I said, I kind of got thrusted in pretty early. I was still like teenager, 18, 19. Yeah.
Tee Smif is so humble. I mean, he's sitting here like, well, I was on the set of Clockers, and then Amistad. Every slave you saw with the chains on the ankles on the slave ship. I had to pick out the slaves hand by hand. It was only like 14 people in Rhode Island, but we found all 14 of them black people.
But you want to know something?
He's making it look. Real talk.
There's receipts.
Super humble right now.
Let me just say, there's receipts on everything. There's news clips. There's all types of shit. Anybody test anything I say, I got receipts.
Verifiable information.
On everything I'm saying.
But the funny thing is, like you say, I'm just saying, you making it sound so matter of fact because you have such a humble demeanor. But you saying like how the film and the video thing was interwoven, and then you connected with Winston Sinclair, and then you start casting music videos, and I mean,
it was through my early 20s too. That
so you living out your dream like early, like
I mean,
and this is black cinema. I'm gonna tell you, you already know. This is black cinema that changed lives. Amistad changed lives. I'm Breaking 1 and 2 changed lives. I remember. Let me chill. Well,
don't
I'm telling too much about my own.
But I'm saying, like, even if we get in that conversation, I'm somewhat of a historian. I'm doing a lot of research on black cinema. What people need to realize is that the black cinema business is 100-year business. You know what I'm saying? Like it's started 1916 and like going up till now. So we need to look at it as something that we should beholden as that placement. You know what I'm saying? Like hold on to that placement in the business as a whole. So there's a lot to that, and I actually working out doing a class on the history of black cinema from 1916 to present. Yeah.
For those, say somebody who
on the low, I'm starting the school, but I'm one student at a time. The Visual Arts Conservatory.
So for those, let's say someone who's watching this interview who didn't see Clockers, they didn't get to see Malcolm X. You know what I mean? Maybe they're just catching up on all, and you should catch up on the history of black cinema. Yeah. Should go back and watch Dolomite. I don't care. You should go.
But you know what? You want to know a funny thing?
Catch up if you don't know.
But a funny thing, I would just say, if you want to start in current black cinema, I'm talking about like when Spike and John Singleton and all that. If you want to get into that, start with Wild Style and Star Wars.
Definitely.
Go into Beat Street. Breaking. It's necessary. Breaking
you can't
one.
Hate on Shabla.
Breaking one is no. Breaking one is necessary. I think Breaking 2 wasn't as necessary to me.
I would agree.
But Breaking 1 is necessary because you need to see what the West Side was going on. Even on that side, Breaking 1 broke the whole West Side of the culture out. But
and then don't shoot me. But what was the it's coming back, so I need to remember. The lead singer Cindy from In Vogue with Omar.
Oh, Juice.
So why was I'm sorry. You can't leave Juice out.
Yeah, but even before that, when I say Juice is like after Spike done came in. Like I'm talking like even before Spike. A lot of people need to realize Spike came out of hip hop cinema.
Okay.
And I want to make a distinction of that. Do you get what I'm saying? He
hip-hop
came
cinema.
Out of hip-hop cinema. Mars is a hip-hop character. This is after Crush Groove. and Beat Street and all that was making their runs. Stan Lathan was in the game. Fab Five Freddy was behind all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, and the truth is, you know what I'm saying, in certain aspects, Russell was even before that era. Russell, Stan Lathan, all of them, what they was doing with hip hop cinema between Crush Groove and Beat Street and all that stuff that you know what I'm saying, that they were doing around that time. Like, they kind of created that atmosphere for like a Mars character to come and thrive.
Exactly.
And then Spike just came in and just catapulted everything, the whole New York cinematic scene. You know what I mean?
And then fusing politics.
The energy
of politics and that as well. We Do the Right Thing, you know, highlighting the Summer of Sam, excuse me.
I worked on that, Summer of
Sam.
Sam. That was a dope movie. We did that in the Bronx.
Yeah,
that was a dope movie. That was
July 13th, 1977. David Dershowitz.
You remember all that?
Listen, well, my birthday's July 13th.
Oh, okay.
So I remember there being a blackout.
All right.
That's what the movie's about, right? The 24 hours.
Yeah. What sign is that?
What do you mean?
What sign is that?
July 13th?
Yeah.
Cancer.
Oh, okay. You're okay. Oh, you sensitive. Sensitive.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. As I'm maturing, not as
you learn how to curb it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Nice.
Well, that's, a little bit about astrology. Let me find out. Tee Smif, you studied astrology, was on set of
We always looking at the stars, you know.
Listen, gotta stay among the stars. But this is crazy. Okay, hip hop cinema, and I'm glad you highlighted that specific term so we could segue.
Yes.
Hip hop cinema. That really is hip hop music and culture blossoming into films that eventually impacted the culture forever. That's why I say, if you are a rapper, you make beats like a lot of people do, and you haven't seen Beat Street, you haven't seen Crush Groove. You haven't seen Crush Groove? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So hip hop cinema, these were times where I would even say, tell me if I'm wrong though, because you would know. Hip hop cinema birthed hip hop television.
Oh, of course.
So the Rap City, Rap City, and Yo MTV Rap, but later on, Sucker Free, whatever.
But think about Ralph McDaniels even was
Video Music Box.
Video Music Box. We're about to go 30-year anniversary. We're about to do. I could be 130.
Hold on. So wait a minute. There was just a 30-year anniversary for Yo MTV Raps, and there's going to be a 30-year anniversary for Video Music Box.
Yeah.
Tell us. Well,
let me not start a whole premise on that. I could be wrong.
But you heard.
There's a big anniversary between this year. Let's just say like this. In my view, I done produced Sucker Free, Rap City, Yo MTV Raps. I done cinematography and producing stuff 106. Did stuff for MTV News and Sway and all of them up there. I still to this day say Ralph McDaniels is the OG of this whole entire thing.
Absolutely.
And he should always get praise. Ralph McDaniels probably has the largest, outside of maybe like what MTV and BET has in their vaults, which I'm sure they ain't even like, sure what they have. But Ralph McDaniels probably has the #1 catalog of hip hop culture visually that probably exists out there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
so
sure
he's the OG of it. And that goes into something real pretty, not to break over an interview, but so this is something I talked to Ralph about. This is something I talked to KRS-One about. It's something I talked to many producers and other rappers and stuff. I said, look, the lens should be the 6th element or whatever number element we up to now. It should be
the 5 pillars of hip hop should become 6 pillars.
The lens should be the 6th element. If we're talking 6, the lens should be the 6th element of hip hop, and this is my pitch for that, because we would not have seen anything about the culture, have reference to the culture, anything if it wasn't for the photographers and the videographers and the cinematographers, and Ernie Pelincolis. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have any reference of that. So I say the lens that encompasses photographers, videographers, because it's all photography. So
Absolutely.
the lens down to your eye lens. Yeah, so I'm making this big pitch, man. The lens should be legitimate, like.
So we starting the official petition
For
that
even,
right
but this
now.
is the thing.
Here
So
on
this is an
camera?
interesting fact about that, right? I talked to Karis one about, he agrees. I talked to Ralph McDaniels about, he agrees. I talked to all these OGs, they agree. Mm-hmm. You just need your own 1,000 people.
And we live in an era now where you connecting to 1,000 people as a core audience is not as difficult.
It's not as difficult. So you can control 1,000 people. You can do 100. And you as an artist, $100 a year from 1,000 people is $100,000.
It's $100,000.
So what's $100 in a year from somebody? An album. Probably you drop 2 albums in a year, drop 2 shows in a year, a T-shirt, 2 T-shirts, and maybe some other little trinkets, something like that, right?
Serious game right there.
And that's 1,000. That's with just 1,000. If you could get 1,000, you could do 3,000. If you can get 1,000, you can get 3,000. You get what I'm saying?
Just core supporters.
Core supporters. It's like, I live, breathe everything you're doing. I love what you're doing. I want to support you. Here's $20 for your album or for your T-shirt today, this month. Oh, next month. Oh, you need $10. All right, yo. Oh, if we do this, man, maybe you could come and do a show out here. All right, boom, boom.
Exactly.
Maybe even do a free show for enough people paying beforehand. Like Tech Nine.
Yeah,
Woo,
all independent.
Tech Nine. We did a show Sucker Free with him. This dude, warehouse full of merch. He has a big warehouse with a fleet of trucks, all doing merch. Merch, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so that's
see
the name of the
era
game.
we live in now.
Yeah.
The middleman who controls your creativity, controls your output. Mm-hmm. He decides, what lane you should be focused on. The middleman really doesn't exist as much anymore.
Nah, man, you don't need you got the will and the team, and that's the biggest thing is a team. Like, even for me, it still be problems because it's just I gotta expand. I gotta expand my team, but I'm so used to being a jack of all trades, and like it's like I could handle.
Well, you know what they say: you want to get a job done.
Yeah.
Do it yourself. Yeah, that's the problem you run into sometimes. You're like, who's going to do this better than me?
Yeah, but, I mean, at the end of the day,
Legacy.
Nice. Yeah,
legacy.
Ooh, yeah. This is the period of my life where that's like.
First and foremost, I need it directly from you, Mr. Tee Smif yourself. Please explain why legacy is important. Why have you not? Why are you posting rap videos every day on Instagram, but you have not seen Crush Groove? You haven't seen Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Legacy, the cornerstone of you really connecting and understanding to the culture. And you say to that, what? Because you a legend. So you know.
What does that mean? I'm a legend, though.
It means that you were legit.
Legit. Yeah, I'll give legit. Legacy is important, man, because this thing moving so fast that like people are forgetting things. Like I said, the black cinema film industry is 100 years old. You understand what I'm saying? The Lincoln Motion Picture Company, you know what I'm saying? Check them out. First Dudes and then Oscar Micheaux came out, you know what I'm saying, within a year or two of that, and he became like let's say he's like the Diddy of it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know personality-wise, but like he's the one that really like, did the damn thing. So you talk about 1916, you know what I'm saying? So we're well over 100 years of there actually being a black cinema industry in Hollywood. You get what I'm saying? So I think we should cherish that. So like that, what you saying, legacy, that's just why I feel like I need to teach classes and courses on it, and I'm doing my own research and all that. Because for one, I lived a lot of from the 90s into the 2000s, I lived in a lot of that stuff.
You was there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived in it. I was there just bouncing around, being a part of things. you know what I'm saying, many ways making things move forward, you know what I'm saying, having my little piece of the pie on things, you know what I'm saying, like, and you know, there's a lot of us, a lot of people in the game that just were there, that just like was there just at the right time and made this connection happen, made that connection, introduced that person. I won't make this statement. I might have to cut it out, but unless Dave lied to me, I introduced Dave to Jay backstage, backstage at the Dave Matthews concert, 2003. I had worked on a Dave Chappelle show for the first 2 seasons. Dope ass shit, like genius dude. Dave Chappelle is probably one of the, on top of things, is him and Chris Robinson are places like some of the most genuine people I met in this industry. So yeah, I had, you know, knew Dave from that, and then I was shooting at the time, shooting Fade to Black. Jay was doing the Black album. I was documenting the Black album, and so we.
That's another documentary that is a must see.
Oh,
Fade to
yeah,
Black. You
yeah.
a big part of that though. A big part.
I shot the movie.
You shot Fade to Black.
I documented the making of the Black album, the entire Black album from the start to the very end, where I was waking up and motherfuckers was playing the shit outside my door in Bed-Stuy. Like, I documented the making of that album from every single day. Even days Jay wasn't in the studio, I was still in there documenting. Me, Young Guru, Jay, and, you know, just literally a handful of people like Lenny S and stuff are the only people that seen every waking minute of that album done, the Black album. So yeah, I traveled and flew on first jets with Jay, flew in my helicopter ride, Puerto Rico first time. Like, you know, a lot of things happened. I turned 30 when we was doing we was in South Beach with Timberland at Hip Factory. I had turned 30 that night, and so we was in the studio with Jay, Timberland. They was doing Dirt Off Your Shoulder and whatever, and then they was celebrating my early. I was welcomed into my 30s at that time. That was one of the illest moments.
Wow.
In my life. But so I seen, you know, seen a lot of upset. I work with independent artists down to the gutter, being a creative director under some labels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my spectrum was and scope of what I've seen in the music industry, in the film industry, in the music video industry, in the publishing world. In most cases, you know, talk about the double XLs and the sources being in them buildings, bouncing around through the TV thing. Like, I just been able to see all the different inner workings of this hip hop thing when you talk about the New York scene and other places too. I've been to London and been to Cali and just, you know what I'm saying, seen how them things work around there too. So I have a good knowledge of the inner workings of the bullshit too and all that. That's why I'm not fazed by it.
Right.
So that's why when you say, like, you know, humble and all that, I mean, I wouldn't call it humble. It's just that, like I said, I'm not fazed by all this bullshit that we see, because I know that, you know, a lot of it is fake. Mm-hmm. A lot of it is manufactured. You know, the game of the whole industry is about perception.
Yes.
It's a strong player perception though. Like, it's 98%. A very intense like system of controlling how people perceive you as an artist. You understand what I'm saying? If you can master that, you can go a long way with that. You know what I'm saying? Learned it from Jay down to the local dude in East New York trying to come out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even an artist. I'm not even in the music business.
See behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Tell me about your involvement in the Tribe Called Quest mural and the street naming out in Queens, and just your role and how all that came about.
That morning that Phife had passed, I don't know. I just wanted to, for some odd reason, Phife passing affected me deeper than any time like an artist passed for some reason. I don't know why. Something about a Tribe Called Quest that holds dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? More than any in a lot of other groups in hip hop. So I guess like when that happened, that was kind of deep. that was deep. But so that morning, I live in Jersey now, and that morning I had to just drive out because even when I was in Brooklyn, I always had to go out to the nuclear cleaners because that's where they shot Check the Rhyme at.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just a frequent spot. That I was just drove out there for whatever reason. If I wasn't doing something that day, I just drove out there. Go to the store there. There's a Jamaican restaurant up the block over there. And so I just had to go. I had to go there that morning. I don't know, I just felt like it, and drove all the way out to Queens. Went talked to the manager. Just got a conversation going. I knew that people were gonna come show love at that area because people from all around come out there just to see that. There were some bikers when we was doing the mural. They came all the way from the Bronx. They call themselves a ride called Quest, something like that. And they were all bikers. They had the same uniform thing on and the whole shit. They just coming out there to see the cleaners, not knowing we was even out there making the mural. So they had a plus that day. But they I don't know. And then my boy Leroy, who I know was trying to do the Biggie Street name changing and all of that. I called him. He was the first call I made, and we had a conversation about what it would take to, do the. At first, it was a Tribe Called Quest Boulevard. That was the first movement of that. It turned. The family wanted it to be Malik Fife Dog Taylor, so it changed to that. But so that's what they want to go with, and then while we was doing that, while we was getting that in motion, he's going through the motions with the city council and stuff like that. We we wanted to do something with I just felt the mural, you know what I'm saying? I just felt the mural. Murals are things that are like hieroglyphics, you know what I mean? So
definitely.
Especially for certain neighborhoods and neighborhoods that's changing and stuff. So it's kind of, we need to make sure we preserve it. So the mural and that side of the cleaners was just straight one color, so it made sense. Mm-hmm. Got that conversation rolling with the management there, and HHDG, Hip Hop Discussion Group, a group on Facebook, more like a family. People have known each other for years. Children were birthed out of this group. It's a deep hip hop group. You know what I mean? Solely raised the funds to pay for the mural. Getting it designed and everything. Vince Ballantyne, like on the mural. Man, like this shit was just perfect. When you drive up Linden Boulevard and that mural gets exposed at a certain point where you're driving in, that bus, there's a bus that goes back and forth Linden Boulevard right there every single day. Every single day. Boom, boom. Thousands of people commuting back and forth Linden Boulevard right there. And there's this point when you're driving up Linden and then it opens up and you just see the mural and stuff. You will see it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's very
people already
eye-catching.
know that this was like an iconic spot, but like now with that mural on there, it's like that solidifies. Even if you ain't up on a Tribe Called, you know that they from that neighborhood because that mural really sticks out. And so I mean, it's something. It's something I'm proud to have been a part of. Me, Ed, and Leroy. Shout out to OK Player. They did a piece on it too.
Wow.
It turned into a big opening ceremony situation. Tribe came out. Buster came out. Thousands and thousands of people filled the block for the unveiling with the city council member.
It's beautiful.
People were crying. It was a
the OK Players. So they did a documentary on
the making of the
whole unveiling.
Well, the making of the mural. Yeah. Mural. Well, they didn't. They wasn't there for the big ceremony. I caught some of that stuff too, which is good. I got archives of that. It was just powerful stuff, man. They really truly honored Fife. We did. Kind of got swept up in the moment and all that, so it was kind of hard to know who was who. But, man, I just felt like it was just a good day for Queens. And yeah, man, the energy
Amazing.
was just good. So
And then
yeah,
the memorial, the service they had
yeah,
at the Apollo.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
But you know, like something Q-Tip said at the ceremony that was real specific. Just not you see Martin Luther King street name. You see all these people's street names that we grew up looking at. Whatever is like now you're gonna see a Malik Phife, Dog Taylor way on there. But I'm about to show a short film that I did when we went to Cuba. We took 13 young girls from East New York out to Arts East New York, a nonprofit based in East New York. We took them out to Cuba on an art mission.
wow.
So I documented the whole thing, making a short film right now, but definitely want to like see if we can get some type of funding for a full film. So
That sounds amazing.
yeah. I've been around, still around.
Still here, still
around.
going.
We just had the Yo MTV Raps concert last week, so I was in the room with all of them.
I think
that was like,
it looked emotional. When I watched the footage, it looked like it was an emotional experience.
It was. I've been at every Summer Jam for a good couple of years. That felt like the Legend Summer Jam. It felt like I've been to the Art of Rap joints too. Them shits is popping. So
that's South Bronx. I saw that performance of the South Bronx when Karis won and Fat Joe.
Yeah, that crowd was there for that. So this is what I'm saying is like adult contemporary hip hop. I mean, it feels like we need to start expanding these categories.
Yes, that's what we were supposed to talk. Adult contemporary hip hop. Now, break it down to the white meat, what that term embodies.
Well, I mean, for business wise, I just think it's a necessary category because a 40-year-old should not be doing music for an 18-year-old. It's the stupidest shit in the world to do it like that. We can do music for our age range, adult music, and that's not even to say that an 18-year-old can't do adult contemporary hip hop. It's just all in the sound. Yes. You understand what I'm saying?
There's a slew of artists coming out now.
Yeah.
That are under 25. But they did their homework.
Yeah.
They did their homework, and there's a couple.
And even Kendrick. Kendrick got